The Canadian Coast Guard has laid the groundwork for a $50 million recovery mission of bunker sea oil and other hazardous materials from the sunken U.S. Army vessel, the U.S.S. Brigadier General M.G. Zalinski.
What we're doing right now is setting up for the operation, so we've got the site set up for the salvage barge to come in probably this weekend. We've been doing some site survey in preparation for any kind of spill response that we need to do, and basically setting up all the logistics chain. One of the big parts of the project has been putting in really a small village in Low Inlet, about 2 kilometers away from the site, so that's set, that's ready to go. And probably as early next week we'll start diving.
The Zalinski ran aground during a storm in 1946, laying to rest upside down and about 100 kilometers from Prince Rupert in the Grenville Channel.
There's been a bit of a growing trend in terms of the amount of pollution that's come up from the vessel. Remember that we only found her in about 2003. We put some patches on. The sense was that that was sufficient, but the last 2 years told us no. So we basically said that the year-to-year cost of trying to just put patches on was growing. Plus we were looking at the potential risk of a major pollution event, and so we decided that the best thing to do was to put a lot of effort, clean it all up at once, be masters of our own destiny, and manage what is a pretty fragile hull now, several generations after the sinking, and do it right.
Dutch company Mammoet has been hired to remove the oil using the hot tapping process.
And hot tapping is essentially taking hot water hoses, drilling into the hull, putting steam and hot water into the fuel tank where we have bunker seats. It's like molasses, is very thick. And the goal is to mix that up, get it nice and thin, and essentially you suck it all out. We're building a pollution response plan around the worst case scenario. I don't think that's what we'll be dealing with in terms of what might occur. And of course the deal is we don't want to cause pollution event at all.
A command center has been set up in the Ocean Center in Prince Rupert, where a team has been meeting to plan the recovery.
A really interesting integrated team, Coast Guard, Province, Environment Canada, a couple of industrial partners, including local company, West Coast Marine, Mammoet, and of course we've got our First Nations friends at the table as well. It's going to be an interesting conversation about making this work, and my goal is to draw on all the talents and all the expertise that I've got and make this a safe operation.